Welcome everyone to the heart of the North Georgia Mountains here in Dahlonega. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Lincoln Trail Park in the UNG Soccer Complex, home of the Nighthawks, as we get set for our Peach Belt Conference Women's Soccer Showdown between North Georgia and the visiting Sand Sharks from USC Beaufort. We are off and rolling here in Dahlonega. We are so glad to have you all with us today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Robert DiClemente here alongside former North Georgia women's soccer legend Abby Crane and the rest of the Nighthawk Sports Network team. As we've pushed past the halfway point of the season, the Nighthawks have established themselves as one of the best teams in the Peach Belt Conference. A 7-1-2 record so far, with almost all those games being played on the road. This is actually just the third time we've seen the Nighthawks play at home this season. And Abby, the Nighthawks have seen a lot of different fields already, but they've proven so far that no matter where they play, they're able to get the job done.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. Just watching this season, it's been really exciting. A little weird, definitely being on the sidelines, but it's been really, really great to see them play. And I think they've had to change a little bit up their playing style, but they've adjusted really well, got some goals, and so I'm excited to see them play today.
Absolutely, and this team is such a fun team to watch, and them playing so many road games can be such an important factor once they get into playoff games as well, because you never know where you're going to be playing come Peach Belt Conference tournament time or the NCAA tournament. On that visitor side, the Sand Sharks come to Dahlonega for the first time since joining the Peach Belt Conference. They've built up an impressive resume of their own, 7-2 record this season, winning 3 of their last 4. Abby, so it looks like we're in for a pretty even match this afternoon.
Yeah, no, I thought so too. I kind of did a little research on my own to see the past games that they've played, and they've played some of the same teams that we have played or that we're going to play. So, just for example, they had a 2-0 win against Clayton State, and we only beat them 1-0. So I'm, excited to see.
Absolutely. We should be in for a fun one today as both of these teams go for win number 8 in front of a great crowd here at Lincoln Trail Park, repping their pink in support of breast cancer awareness. As that ball rolls out of play, it's going to be a throw-in for USC Beaufort. And here's who's etched into the starting lineup for head coach Kaylee Ralton and the Nighthawks. It's going to be Clark, Wheeler, Baracey, Gomez, Elshami, Vessel, Olive, Watry, Aronoff, and Fruits on the field. And holding it down in goal for North Georgia this afternoon is going to be their go-to, Sierra Fowler. She's going to anchor down the fort for North Georgia this afternoon.
Yeah. I think that's a very strong starting lineup. A bunch of different areas of freshmen, all the way from freshmen up to seniors and fifth years, too.
That ball is sent from Wheeler. That ball sent into the box, and that's collected by Asher, the goalkeeper for USC Beaufort. Speaking of USC Beaufort, here are the starters for the Sand Sharks. As we mentioned, Asher in goal, and on the field is Harris, Beltstad, Calvatin, By Anderson, Skelton, Wandry, Martin, Page, and Kerr.
They have 7 players from Norway.
Very interesting. I feel like you see that a lot of that with teams in the Peach Belt Conference. I would say specifically with North Georgia as well. You have a lot of girls on this team who are from around the area. Not too far. Johns Creek or Cumming or Alpharetta. But then you get the occasional player from overseas. Which I think is really can be very beneficial to this team. The Sand Sharks with possession as they try to get into the box here. The shot is collected by Sierra Fowler, repping her pink jersey today. She collects that one. And sends it off to her back line.
Seems like a very low pressure from the Sand Sharks, too. Giving them a lot of space in the back to build out.
one sent past midfield. Here come the Hawks. Aronoff on the run. Great move there by Aronoff. She's in the box. She shoots, and that's deflected off a Sand Shark. It's going to roll out of play. But this is going to end up in a corner here for North Georgia. Great opportunity right out the gate to try to find the back of the net. Fruits is going to take the corner. As she sends it in, and ball still alive in the box. Rolls out. Clark tries to collect. And that's going to roll out of play for a North Georgia throw-in. Coach Harris for USC Beaufort is in his 6th season as the head coach of the Sand Sharks, a former professional soccer player in Europe, Asia, and the United States. Last season, he led the women's soccer team to their best record in program history, going 11-7-1. And so if the Sand Sharks are able to keep up the pace they've been on this far, sitting at 7-2, they may be on their way to another record-breaking season. Ball battle for at midfield. It's going to end up in a free kick for North Georgia. As El-Shami sends this one back to the back line. Vessel is there. And she tries to find Gomez.
That was a really good ball by Wheeler.
Ball sent back to Wheeler. Now to Baresi. Tries to find Watry. Working over there in the shade. Trying to hold off the defender. Here's El-Shami. Showing off some nice footwork. Makes her way into the box. Crosses it in. And that one's collected by USC Beaufort and Asher. Great ball movement there from the Nighthawks, but a great save there from Asher as well. This one sent just past midfield. Sand Sharks pressured back. Aronoff applying the pressure. Speaking of Aronoff, last time the Nighthawks played at home against the 11th ranked team in the nation at the time, Flagler, it was all Ariel Aronoff in that one, coming off the bench, scoring 2 goals for the Nighthawks. That game ending in a 2-2 tie. So she had such a presence in that game, and she's not coming off the bench today. She got the start for
She earned her
Coach
spot
Ralton.
for that one. No, that was great. Flagler is always a big game, so to score 2 goals off the bench is very impressive. And I think she got Chick-fil-A Nighthawk of the Week as well.
She did indeed. So this is going to end up in a free kick for North Georgia. In pretty dangerous territory.
Yeah, I agree.
Wheeler to take it. She sends it in and takes the shot there, and it's wide left. Right idea there from Wheeler. It's going to end up in a goal kick here for the Sand Sharks.
I think Wheeler's been a really good addition to the team this year as well in the midfield with May.
Goes up in the air. We're there in the shade. Got a whistle and a foul. I believe that's going to go against USC Beaufort. And the Nighthawks trying to work quickly here with their free kick. Don't want the Sand Sharks to set up their defense. Wheeler sends it into the box. Nobody home there for North Georgia. Gomez tried to make a run on it. She's unable to, though, so it's going to end up in another goal kick here for Asher. And someone that the Nighthawks are absolutely going to have to try to contain this afternoon is Mari Kalvaten. The midfielder out of Norway leads the Peach Belt Conference with 41 shots. 22 of those shots have been on goal, and 7 of those shots have found the back of the net, which is the second most in the Peach Belt Conference. And Abby, having played with this North Georgia back line, how do you think they're going to try to keep Kalvaten from finding her rhythm today?
Oh, I definitely think that we've got one of the strongest back lines in the Peach Belt for sure. I mean, they play usually all 90 minutes together, so they're a very solid group, and I think that they'll be able to hold her. I think that Kaylee's probably prepared them pretty well in in the scouting report ahead of time, so I think they'll be able to do it.
Absolutely. That back line anchored by the senior Bailey Vessel. We'll talk a little bit more about her later, but she's been so crucial for Kaylee Ralton in this Nighthawks back line, and if they're going to keep the scoring to a minimum here from USC Beaufort, she's going to have her fingerprints all over it. So the Sand Sharks will throw in over there in the shade. Nice ball there. That's deflected by the Sand Sharks. Harris was there as Kalvaten sends that one past midfield. Wheeler collects. That ball's rolling out of play, and this is going to be a throw-in for North Georgia. Over there in the shade, just about the only shade we have this afternoon. It's sunny 64 degrees today in Dahlonega. Great day for soccer.
I would say the same. It's nice.
Sun is out. Not too hot outside either. As the Sand Sharks take over, Fruits is there to head that one away at midfield. Here come the Sand Sharks, but not...
Great defending from Vessel.
Absolutely.
She is solid.
Takes that one away, and Nighthawks trying to respond here with an attack of their own. As Watchery passes that one off to El Shami. Gomez tries to send it into the box. That's deflected.
That was unlucky.
As Kalvaten takes it over.
May has some very good, or El Shami. Sorry, I'm used to calling her May. But her footwork is always very impressive and fun to watch. You can always hear the crowd cheering every time she makes a move past the defender.
As that one rolls out of play, throw in here for, I believe that is the Sand Sharks over there.
Oh, they're giving it to UNG throw-in.
It's going to be a North Georgia throw-in, as Abby said, after the whistle here.
A little bit of conflict there, though. Oh, changed his mind.
So it's actually a Sand Sharks throw-in. Couldn't quite see what happened over there. Now they have possession over on that right side of the field. Sand Sharks in their baby blues today. North Georgia in their all-black uniforms. Everyone except for Sierra Fowler in her pink jersey, who collects that one.
I know, I really love the touch of pink that everyone has today.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
Repping their pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month in our Pink Out game here this afternoon. Pink Out games, I should say, because we have a double header for you right after this game. North Georgia's men's soccer team is going to be taking on Georgia Southwestern. That game's going to kick off around 3:30 following this one. Olive with the ball. She's tripped up, had Sand Sharks swarming her there. Good job by Wheeler, though, to take over.
That was good because Sand Sharks were on a fast break right there.
About 15 minutes gone here in this first half. Still scoreless between USC Beaufort and North Georgia. And the Sand Sharks, doesn't look like they're putting too much pressure on. As now they start to put the pressure on here in the backfield. Sand Sharks are on the move, send this one into the box, but that one stays on the ground. Easy grab there for Sierra Fowler.
I know. I think she was looking probably for a cross there, but Sand Sharks didn't have anyone in the box.
This one goes off to Olive, and Sand Sharks again take over at midfield. Vessel intercepts, sends it back to Fowler. Now the Nighthawks working with their back line. Here is Gomez. Sends it back to Wheeler.
It really does look like the Sand Sharks are giving them a lot of time and space to build it up the field. Like, look at all the time that Bailey Vessel has.
Got a lot of green to work with back there. Haven't seemed to put the pressure on until it gets to about midfield right there, as we saw. This one goes off to Fruits. Back to Vessel, back to the Nighthawks back line. And this is a USC Beaufort team that just loves to share the rock. The Sand Sharks, 3 Sand Sharks sit atop the Peach Belt Conference in assists this season. So while Calvatin may be their go-to player to score, she's not doing it all on her own, with her teammates doing a great job setting her up in spots to find the back of the net.
I agree. I think that makes it a little bit more difficult for the Nighthawks to have to defend all of these really good players.
Here is Wheeler, who tries to find El Shami. El Shami tries to track it down, and she is pressured there by the USC Beaufort defender. As that one rolls out of play for a Nighthawks throw-in. I believe that is Kat Watry over there to throw in the shade, and it looks like the Nighthawks are going to make a substitution here in this first half. I believe Darby Olive will step off for North Georgia.
It looks like we might have the 2 sisters up top.
I believe you're right. Alexa and
so.
Ariel Arnoff on the field for North Georgia. Fruits is there, passes it off to Gomez. Here come the Hawks. Watry pressured from behind.
Maybe a switch of the field over here. Nope.
Wheeler with the
Wheeler's
ball.
taking it.
That's deflected. We've seen Wheeler be pretty aggressive here, I'd say, in these first opening minutes of of the first half, and she's looks like she's eager to find the back of the net here for North Georgia.
I agree. Actually, she's got 3 goals and 1 assist right now. She's 7 points leading North Georgia.
Wheeler leading the Nighthawks with 3 goals this season.
Fruits has got a lot of time. It's a good pass.
She finds Arnoff. Gomez now with the ball. She tries to work around the defender. Nice footwork there from Gomez.
Good defending by Baresi over here. She's the new number 5. She took my number.
She's got some big shoes to fill with that number 5.
Thank you.
But so far this season, she's been doing a fantastic job.
She really has. And she's only a sophomore, and I don't think she got that much playing time as a freshman. So she's starting every game, playing the whole 90 minutes as a center back, and doing really well at it. Her and Vessel working together.
Here's El Shami trying to work with Gomez. We've seen a lot of pressure on Gomez here in this first half as well. One of the speedier players on this team. She's more than capable of speeding past her defender before they even realize it. Here comes El Shami. Tries to find Aronoff. He's tripped up from behind. Takes the shot.
No one in the box, unfortunately.
Nighthawks still with possession. Wheeler trying to find someone, and she does. She finds Alexa Aronoff. Couldn't quite hold on to it there, so it's going to be a throw-in for the Sand Sharks. We've mentioned the scoring distribution on this team before, but it is just really something to admire. As we mentioned, Adelaide Wheeler leading the Nighthawks with 3 goals this season. A whopping 14 different Nighthawks have scored a goal so far this year. So if you take out Sierra Fowler and Faith Bullied, who are goalkeepers for the Nighthawks, 70% of North Georgia's players who have seen the field this season have scored. And Abby, this makes it really difficult to game plan for North Georgia because there really isn't one specific player that opponents can hone in on, because everybody who's out there on the field for North Georgia is a threat to score.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think that it's great to see that so many different Nighthawk players are able to score. I don't really think that it's been that way in the past when I have played. We've kind of had maybe one specific player get all the goals. And so it's great to see it kind of shared throughout the team that you can put anyone up top and they can do it.
So, speaking of scoring, Gomez took the shot there. That was saved. And this is going to be a corner here for North Georgia, their second of the game. Alexa Aronoff sends it in. Ball's still alive. And a good job by Sand Sharks defense collecting that one for the moment, and Watry takes the shot. Had space to operate. That would have been the 15th different Nighthawk to score this year.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Watry always does a good job of getting those that come out from the corners and getting a shot from far out, because that's nice.
Absolutely. She's definitely not afraid to take the shot. If you give her any sort of breathing room, she's going to take it.
I agree, and as a defender, too.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely one of the best defenders on this North Georgia squad. She makes all sorts of plays for the Nighthawks that, may not show up in the stat sheet, but her presence is absolutely felt when she's out there, swarming attackers and, really keeping the scoring to a minimal.
Oh, 100%. I did not like going against her in practices, so I can attest to that.
That ball rolls out of play for a goal kick here for USC Beaufort. Asher had a great save a few minutes ago off the shot from Gomez. Fowler hasn't had to do too much over there on the right side. Maybe we'll see more of that here in the final 20 minutes of this first period. As the Sand Sharks try to find their way into the box, a whistle and a foul is called. I believe this is going to go against USC Beaufort. So it's going to be a free kick for North Georgia, as this one's just sent off to Fowler.
I think they choose to keep possession of the ball. They're not trying to just kick it and find them up top for 50-50. They want to keep possession and bet out the back. So I think that's something different that the team has really worked on this year is the possession. The passes have been really great.
Here's the Sand Sharks back line, trying to do some damage. Another substitution for North Georgia, Grace McGill, stepping into the game for the Nighthawks.
I think she's been a great addition to the team as well, and she's a cadet on top of that. I mean, I can't imagine student athlete and a cadet. Like, that schedule has got to be insane.
She can do it all, and she helped North Georgia keep their undefeated streak at the beginning of the season alive, had a last-second goal on the road, helping North Georgia keep their winning streak alive, then was able to tie up the game 1-1, I believe with 1.4 seconds left on the clock. So she's going to be a very crucial part of this North Georgia team. She already is as a freshman, but as she continues to, become a sophomore, junior, senior as well, could see her get a lot of playing time for Coach Ralton.
I agree. She's already got 2 goals and 2 assists.
And here's North Georgia's third corner of the game. Over there on the right side. Arnoff takes the corner, sends it in. Goes back to Arnoff. She'll try to do another cross in, and she does. Ball still on the ground, and the Sand Sharks clear that one up. Doesn't roll out of play, though. Stays in bounds, and Sharks will try to take over, but a good job by Wheeler taking that one away. No whistle.
Yeah, let him play advantage there.
Here's El Shami. Got a defender right on her. Some fancy footwork, looking to set somebody up here. She's swarmed. Ball still alive, and that's collected by the goalkeeper for USC Beaufort, Asher. Had her work cut out for her there, but the Sand Sharks can take a breath. El Shami almost made her way past multiple defenders trying to get to the goal, but Asher doing a great job collecting that one, containing El Shami, keeping this at a 0-0 game. Here come the Sand Sharks. This one's sent in, and that shot wide left. Possibly the best look that USC Beaufort has had so far in this first half. Fowler still not having to do too much on that one, and this is going to end up in a goal kick for her.
Giving her lots of time right here.
Just over 15 minutes left. Still no score here in this one between North Georgia and USC Beaufort. Here's El Shami. Passes this one off to McGill. Arnoff has that one taken away. It stays in play. And that one rolls out for a Sand Sharks throw-in. As Fruits puts the pressure there on by Anderson. And we knew coming into this one, it was going to be a tightly contested matchup. Both teams 7 wins, 2 ties, and a loss for North Georgia, and 2 losses on the season for USC Beaufort. Both of these defenses have looked solid to open up this game. So if somebody comes away with the win here in this game with North Georgia and USC Beaufort, it could be a 1-0 win.
It does look like a little bit of a different team than last year for Beaufort. Last year we won 3-0 against them, and we had 26 shots on them. So I'm ready for it. I want to see some more from the Nighthawks.
Outshot the Sand Sharks 26-2 in that one. So it's definitely an offensive onslaught there for North Georgia. Of course, the defense stepping up per usual, getting the shutout. I believe that was their 8th of the season up to that point. So goals against North Georgia come few and far between.
I agree.
A whistle and a foul here. Going to go against North Georgia. Going to be a free kick here for Martin. Sends it past midfield. Watry is there. Tries to take over, and she does. Arnoff sends this one back to Clark. But Arnoff is pressured.
That was a good win right there for the Sand Sharks. When they win it, they break free very fast.
Here is Wheeler on the move. She's got defenders on her tail.
Wow,
Here's
what a
McGill.
ball. She kept that in, too.
Great hustle play there from Grace McGill. And she was just unable to keep that one in play. But that was a great opportunity there for North Georgia.
Yeah, great ball from Wheeler. I think that really is how we're going to have to break down the Sand Shark defense, is just finding those gaps in between the defenders.
And we've seen time and time again this year, you know, if opponents are on the break, we've seen North Georgia's defenders come up from behind them and take the ball away, showing off their speed. The Sand Sharks have been giving it right back to North Georgia, though, as we saw there. Wheeler had somebody on her tail, you know, was almost able to take the ball away. She was able to find McGill. But that pressure, I think, forced that pass to be just a little too strong for Grace.
Let's see what she does here.
Wheeler is there. Watry is there. And that ball is sent to midfield. Headed. Stays in the air.
Can always count on Bessel for a good header.
Absolutely. She's always, if the ball's up in the air, she's always one of the first players to it. This is going to be a free kick here for the Sand Sharks. Just past midfield. About 10 minutes left here in this first period. Still no score.
I feel like we need a good switch over to McGill right here. She's wide open on the left side.
Arnoff finds Wheeler. Goes back to Arnoff. Leaves it for Vessel. And a whistle and a foul. Clock will stop. And it looks like going to have a yellow card issued to USC Beaufort, giving North Georgia a free kick here in pretty dangerous territory. Couldn't quite see who the yellow card was on exactly. But the Nighthawks get awarded the free kick here in terrific position.
I agree. I think she might go for the shot.
And that shot there from Wheeler deflected. And this is going to end up in another corner for the Nighthawks. This is their 4th of the game. This one's just rolled over to El Shami. This one's sent back into the box. El Shami tries to track it down.
That was a great ball from El Shami. She always has a way of finding people.
McGill tripped up in the box, and she is still down. No whistle there. And looks like we're going to have a stoppage of time here to check on Grace McGill. Was tripped up in the box. There's no call. And hopefully she's okay.
I know, I hope so. It must be something, I hope not serious, but she doesn't seem like the type of player to go down easily.
So McGill is down as the trainers are checking on her. And we will step aside for a short commercial break while they're checking on Grace McGill. You're watching North Georgia Women's Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Considering a career change? Ready to lead in healthcare? Be a nurse in 15 months with our accelerated Bachelor's of Nursing track. Learn more at ung.edu/ABSN.
I'm here!
You've got a lot of reasons to be here.
Oh, I'm here.
That's why we're here at Georgia Heart Institute, where advanced heart attack treatment protocols are saving more hearts than anywhere else in the state. That's why we're here.
I'm here.
So you'll always be there. The future of heart care, we're leading Georgia there. Georgia Heart Institute.
Northeast Georgia Health System is a proud supporter of North Georgia Nighthawk Athletics.
Back with you here in Dahlonega, and great news, Grace McGill able to get up on her feet, and she was able to make her way off the field. And it's unfortunate to see her go down with injury, but as we mentioned before the break, she's a cadet, she's a trooper. I'm sure she'll be back in no time.
Yeah, no, definitely. She'll be all right. Looks like we've got some subs coming in. Might change up some things.
So with 9:29 left here in this first half, still scoreless between North Georgia and USC Beaufort. Speaking of those substitutions, now on the field for North Georgia is number 11, Megan O'Brien, a transfer out of Georgia Southern, seeing her first action here at home for North Georgia.
She's doing pretty well, too, coming in as a transfer. She's got 2 goals and 2 assists right now.
Got a whistle and a foul. Going to be a free kick here for the Sand Sharks.
Stepping up for North Georgia, number 11, Megan O'Brien. Also stepping up for North Georgia, number 23.
It's going to be a throw in here for USC Beaufort right in front of their bench. Throw in here.
Stepping up for USC Beaufort, number 11.
The ball floats around midfield. Here come the Sand Sharks now on the move. That one's taken over. Here comes Arnoff. Passes it off to Clark. Here come the Hawks. As Wheeler finds O'Brien, who crosses it in. And that one finds the back of the net.
Wow.
What a shot there from North
I don't even know if I would
Georgia.
call that a shot. She did a move. That's like a little back flick into the goal.
Showing off her best Messi impression
Wow.
there. As the Nighthawks go up 1-0 here against USC Beaufort.
What a goal right there. And a great cross from O'Brien, too. She definitely looked up and found McGuire in the box.
And that goal,
And they just brought O'Brien on. She's already made a difference.
already making an impact here in this one for North Georgia as they strike first in this one, now with the 1-0 lead against USC Beaufort. So Megan O'Brien credited with the assist on that one. And Natalie McGuire scoring for the Nighthawks. Now the 15th different Nighthawk to score this season.
That's awesome. That's very impressive. And, a great switch up from Kaylee to bring 2 subs in, and they already change up the game just like that.
Making an impact off the bench for North Georgia.
Sometimes that's really what you need, is just to change it around and kind of see how things play out.
Here come the Nighthawks again with a good opportunity. A whistle and a foul is called. That's going to go against North Georgia. So it'll be a goal kick here for Asher. And McGuire, she had my head on a swivel. I'm sure she had Asher's head on a swivel as well. Lost track of the ball there for a moment before it was just too late.
Definitely. I wasn't expecting the move.
Watry faces some pressure. This one goes back to Vessel. Just over 5 minutes left here in this first half.
Some really great possession play from the Nighthawks.
Here's Wheeler. Now Watry showing off her speed. She's tripped up. No call. Here's El Shami. Back to El Shami. That's taken away by the Sand Sharks as they try to work around Fruits.
Great defending from Vessel. Her and Fruits just kind of switched positions there.
Another great play there by the Nighthawks. And O'Brien, who felt the pressure, was able to keep possession. Nighthawks are forced back a bit.
It is some great build-up play, though. They're just waiting, for the Sand Sharks to kind of pressure them, and then they're going to try to break through, go forward with it.
Great move there from El Shami. Fancy footwork.
I know, you hear the crowd.
Crowd excited about that. McGuire, some fancy footwork. Fortunately, nothing comes out of it there for North Georgia on that possession, but they still have the ball here as Wheeler finds El Shami. Plenty of room to operate. She sends it into the box. Wheeler at midfield. That ball is collected by Asher. As she sends this one downfield. Jitterbug Party Rentals, a trusted partner for all your inflatable and event rental needs, is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics. Their mission is to provide an easy, safe, clean, and professional rental experience to the North Georgia area. As this one goes back to Vessel, just over 2 minutes left here. Nighthawks with a 1-0 lead over the Sand Sharks. Going to be a North Georgia throw in there on the left side.
Let's see what O'Brien can do.
And it looks like this is going to be a corner for North Georgia. Their 5th of the game. See if they can make something out of this corner with just over a minute left in this first half. Corner is sent in. Ball's in the air.
Ooh.
And that one goes over the net. And we mentioned Bailey Vessel earlier. She's first to the ball when it's up in the air. Had the header there. Unfortunately, was just off there on her execution. So it's going to be a goal kick here for USC Beaufort.
I love that we're getting on it in the corners because I feel like that's something that we've always struggled with in the past when I was on the team. We would get a lot of corners, but we just could not get any goals or finishes from it. So it's great to see that Vessel's able to get something on it.
Chick-fil-A of Dahlonega is the presenting sponsor of the Nighthawk of the Week Award and a proud partner of North Georgia Athletics. If you're looking for great food nearby, it's Chick-fil-A's pleasure to serve you. Ten seconds left here in this first half.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And the shot from Wheeler goes right.
Wow.
Had some room to work there, but the score is going to stay at 1-0 North Georgia on top of USC Beaufort. We've got some first half stats and breakdowns coming your way. We will step aside for a halftime commercial break. You're watching North Georgia Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I'm here.
You've got a lot of reasons to be here. That's why we're here at Georgia Heart Institute, where advanced heart attack treatments save more hearts than anywhere in Georgia.
My baby girl is home.
Georgia Heart Institute.
Since 2007, we've seen an explosion in popularity of superhero movies in the last decade. Rayner argues that superhero films offer an escape from the boredom many of us feel with our lives. We love the epic. We want epic lives. There's a tension you're going to face as you celebrate, walk out of this door, and you go to Monday and you say, what's next? And more importantly, how do I live a superhero life? John Gordon, he's a best-selling author on leadership. This is what he says. There's a myth about success, graduates. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. One that says it's all about you. But here's the truth. You're not a real success unless you're helping others be successful. That's the greatest self-growth strategy of all time. The more you help others grow and improve, you grow and improve. Focus on others. It's not about you. And you'll find something even greater than success. Graduates, you'll find significance. But remember, in all of this, there's a tension. How do I live a superhero life? Enter the epic by being bold. Your family, your community, our state, and our nation are all counting on you. Graduates, today we celebrate you. We celebrate your hard work. We celebrate your diligence. We celebrate your commitment. And I am so incredibly proud of you.
You can't really get an idea of how another country runs their military till you go abroad.
It was cool to see their outlook on just life in general. To be there as a global ambassador is definitely a life-changing experience.
I participated in the Management College National Defense University Cadet Exchange. That is located in Taipei, Taiwan.
So I participated in study abroad internship in country of Georgia. The program I participated in was the Swiss Summer Mountaineering course. The experience was extremely professional. There were people from different militaries across the world. I was training with soldiers that were once our adversaries. It's fun to notice the importance of diplomatic relations and also civil affairs through the military.
The host school was always really going out of their way to help us get the full cultural experience because we were, in their eyes, only going to be there for 5 months.
They drove us out and we hiked to a glacier. That was unique, especially coming from Tennessee. There's no ice walls to climb. Their native language of Georgian was very difficult. However, at the end, I gave a little speech in Georgian, thanking their academy. It was an eye-opening experience. One thing I learned in Switzerland was to try and enjoy everything that you're doing, no matter how challenging it is.
Being able to see the country of your target language in person and really living day to day can move your passion to continue learning the language that much further.
All the conferences, all the internship, and all the exchange programs will help you as you develop, not just as a soldier, but also as a person. I think everybody in the Corps should study abroad because it will develop them so much.
If you have a free semester, it's the perfect time to explore a country. There's really not much holding you back in terms of whether or not you should go. It's a great experience.
I got extremely valuable training and just an overall incredible life experience that I wouldn't have gotten going to any other school. And it was the opportunity of a lifetime.
My wife's family is full of medical professionals, including lots of nurses. The more they talk to me about nursing, the more I realize there are so many different opportunities within the field of nursing. You can constantly continue growing, continue learning, which was something that really drew me to it. I was really attracted to the accelerated program at UNG for a couple of reasons. One, I heard that UNG, like everything I've heard about UNG's nursing program is incredible. I have a couple of friends who have been through it in recent years and just spoke very highly of it. Just everything I've seen online, spoken about it, it's just a very reputable program. So UNG was already a pretty clear choice for me. And then seeing the opportunity to do an accelerated program, it was kind of a no-brainer. Honestly, I get to graduate earlier, and one of the things that appealed to me the most, actually, was that most of our clinical rotations are at Northeast Georgia Medical Center. I am really thankful for the faculty that are specifically dedicated to the ABSN program here. This faculty, they really want to see us succeed in this program and be the best nurses we can possibly be.
From the moment you know where you are headed, it starts a journey that you will never forget. For those who seek a higher calling, to serve something bigger than themselves and take the path less traveled, UNG awaits to prepare you for your leadership pathway. Once you're here, you will be challenged and developed, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Freshman Recruit Orientation Group, or Frog Week, is the first step of the UNG journey. The commitment, the attitude, the effort, and the resilience take shape as you move forward on the pathway that most will never attempt.
Y'all got 2 minutes to change into OCPs. Time now. Let's go. Move it. Move it.
It is a process that teaches you about yourself and makes you better than you were yesterday. At times, it can be a struggle, but it's also an investment in yourself. Like life, it can create moments of doubt. You learn about yourself and your strengths and weaknesses. You share this journey with the men and women to your left and right, establishing lifelong bonds with the understanding that nothing worth having ever comes easy. But through adversity, you build strength, determination, and the desire to never quit. Frog Week will establish a foundation to build upon, strengthen you physically and mentally, and start shaping you into the leader you came here to be. For cadets at the University of North Georgia, they take the road less traveled, avoid taking the easy way out, and develop instrumental values that will prepare them for a life of service and leadership. Some people talk about it, others are about it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gold City here in Dahlonega, where it's a 1-0 game between North Georgia and USC Beaufort. The Nighthawks on top of the Sand Sharks. Able to get a goal there with less than 10 minutes in the first half. With Natalie McGuire knocking one through. Great goal from her to give the Nighthawks the 1-0 lead before we went into the halftime break. Couple stats here from that first half. As we mentioned, it's a 1-0 game. The assist was credited to O'Brien. The Nighthawks had 10 shots in that first half compared to 3 for USC Beaufort. The Nighthawks were definitely the aggressors there in that first half. 7 of those Nighthawk shots were on goal. 2 of those shots for USC Beaufort were on goal. So those 2 or 3 shots for USC Beaufort have been close to going in for them. 5 corners here for North Georgia. USC Beaufort has yet to have a corner in this one. No red cards thrown, just 1 yellow card thrown in this game. 1 on USC Beaufort. 6 fouls for each side and 6 saves for USC Beaufort compared to 2 for Sierra Fowler and the Nighthawks. So definitely should be a very interesting second half. It was a very tightly contested first half between North Georgia and USC Beaufort. And hopefully the Nighthawks can hold on to their 1-0 lead, potentially extend it here in the second half. And Abby, what stands out to you the most on that stat sheet from the first half?
I'm definitely taking a look at the shots right there from the Nighthawks. 10 shots. 10 shots and 1 goal. I think that, coming out in this second half, I would love to see some more shots on goal, and hopefully that leads to some more goals for them, because I think that they're happy with the 1-0, but I think that we can get a couple more in the second half.
Absolutely. 7 of those 10 shots on goal. As we mentioned, USC Beaufort, only 3 shots in that first half, but 2 of them were on goal, so when they have their opportunities to score, they're definitely a threat once they get into the box. And so Sierra Fowler may have her work cut out for her in this one. We've already seen USC Beaufort's goalkeeper have her work cut out for her in that first half. Had that great shot by Natalie McGuire go right past her. It definitely had me confused. I couldn't keep track of the ball on that shot from McGuire. She didn't even look like she was looking at the net when she scored. It's definitely probably one of the better goals that I've seen here in my time.
Oh, yeah, it was like a trick shot. I think that, I would not have personally thought to do that in the game, but she did have multiple defenders on her back, so she wasn't able to turn her hips towards the goal to take the shot. She just had to do a little trick move and get in the back of the net.
Absolutely, and you've played with McGuire in the past. Has she always, has she worked on those? Have you guys worked on those types of shots, during practice and stuff like that? Have you guys sometimes work on those types of trick shots here and there?
I would say no. we probably don't spend a lot of time in practice working on shots like that, like little trick moves. So I really think that she pulled that one off very well. But I'm excited to see, if Kaylee will start her in this next half and see what else they can do up top. I think that they've kept very good possession in the back and just been waiting for that build-up play. So it's been impressive.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of substitutions in this game for North Georgia, but everybody to come off the bench for the Nighthawks has made an impact. McGuire was in the game for around a minute before she was able to find the back of the net. Alexa Arnoff also coming off the bench in this one, having a big impact. And so it'll be interesting to see what this lineup looks like for North Georgia here in this final 45. A couple of games going on around the Peach Belt Conference on this Saturday afternoon. Of course, we're covering North Georgia versus USC Beaufort. Lander taking on Albany State. That game just kicked off about 9 minutes ago at 2 p.m. GCSU is taking on USC Aiken. That game will kick off at 3:30. Clayton State facing Lander at 3:45. And Columbus State's going to take on Georgia Southwestern to round out the schedule of PBC women's soccer games at 7 p.m. in Americus, Georgia. So we got 45 minutes down, 45 to go here in this Peach Belt Conference matchup between North Georgia and USC Beaufort. There's a lot of exciting news to come out of last week for North Georgia athletics. Men's and women's basketball dropped their schedules for the 2023-2024 season as they both look to make another run at the NCAA tournament. UNG's tennis programs are partnering with Chattanooga Sports to create a Scenic City College tennis spring break showcase on March 9th through the 15th in 2024. And speaking of tennis, North Georgia's women's tennis player, Angelina Linikova, was selected for an at-large bid for the ITA Cup later this month in Rome, Georgia. The Cup features the top 16 players in NCAA Division II, with Linikova being one of them. So a big congratulations and a good luck to her. And for the first time in program history, North Georgia's men's golf is ranked the #1 team in the nation by the Bushnell Golf Week Division II coaches poll. So there's a lot to be excited about if you're a fan of North Georgia, and there's so much to come in the fall and winter. Abby, what stood out to you the most in that last week of news for North Georgia athletics?
I would definitely say the men's golf. I think that Coach Worley, he's a very humble guy and did not really speak much on it, but that is a very big deal to be #1 in the nation. Wow.
For the very first time in program history that they are holding that ranking. So a big congratulations to North Georgia men's golf as they are in for another terrific season. We are ready to get things rolling here in this second half between North Georgia and USC Beaufort. As both teams take the field, Sierra Fowler will now be on your left side of the screen, and Asher will be on the right side for USC Beaufort.
It really doesn't look like Kaylee has made very many changes to the starting lineup of the second half.
And away we go here in the second half. North Georgia has the ball here as they send this one into the box, and that's taken over by the Nighthawks right away, trying to do damage, and nobody there for, I believe that was Arnoff.
Yeah, she's starting off strong for this second half.
Coming out the gates here. In the first 30 seconds, the Nighthawks get into the box first. Here's Arnoff, who passes this one, and the shot there from O'Brien goes right to the feet of Asher. Going to be a goal kick for her, but Nighthawks putting the pressure on right away. They're trying to push this to a 2-0 lead early here in the second half. As that ball soars over the head of Chartouni. This is going to be a throw-in for the Nighthawks. They do so quickly here. Nighthawks back line working here. Watry now with the ball. Ball rolls out of play. Going to be a throw in here for USC Beaufort. As we mentioned earlier, it's pink out today here in our doubleheader for North Georgia women's and men's soccer. People repping their pink in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We can see some of the players for North Georgia with the pink headbands out there, some pink cleats we see out there as well. As that ball goes towards the direction of the Nighthawks bench for a throw-in for USC Beaufort. So they throw it in front of North Georgia's bench. It's collected by Vessel, but it goes out of bounds. Another throw in for the Sand Sharks.
Yeah, they just keep moving their way up the field.
That ball goes back to Sand Sharks attacker there.
And another one.
Lots of opportunities here for USC Beaufort. They're slowly but surely making their way up the field. Ball's down in the box. Vessel clears it. It's going to be another throw in for USC Beaufort. But a good job by Vessel to get that one out of the box. The Sand Sharks have only been shut out one time this season in a 2-0 loss to Columbus State back on October 4th.
Good ball by Arnoff.
The ball is deflected by a Sand Shark defender. It's going to be another corner here for North Georgia.
Does that make it 6 now?
I believe it is. It is 6 corners for the Nighthawks compared to just 1 for USC Beaufort.
Well, we've got Bailey Vessel back in the box, so let's see.
Still up in the air, and that's collected by Asher. We've seen the Nighthawks try to find Vessel a couple of times on these corners, and she was able to get her head on the ball once in that first half, but she was just off with the shot. But I'm sure North Georgia, if they keep getting these corner opportunities like they have in this one, Vessel's going to be one of their go-tos.
I was about to say, I think they kind of look for her definitely in the box every corner. What a great ball. Beaufort does a good job forcing him out, though.
So Arnoff felt the pressure there. Yet another corner here for the Nighthawks. Their 7th of the game. Lots of opportunities for North Georgia. We'd like to see them come away with another goal here, though, on that. Excuse me, it was not going to be a corner kick for North Georgia. Thought that was out of bounds on USC Beaufort, but it's actually a goal kick here for USC Beaufort. The Sand Sharks trying to push this one to midfield. Vessel trying to track down Sand Sharks attacker. Good opportunity for them here. Ball stays in play just for a moment, but then it's kicked out of bounds for I believe this is off a North Georgia defender, so it's going to be a corner here for the Sand Sharks, their 2nd of the game. See what North Georgia's back line and their defense does here. Trying to keep USC Beaufort scoreless.
Looks like Beaufort sending another attacker into the box.
Corner is sent in. And that one soars over the net. There's no chance for anybody to get that one. It's going to end up in a goal kick for Sierra Fowler. She's still yet to have to do too much here in this game. She's had a pretty easygoing experience so far in this one. As Bracy sends this one back to Fowler.
Some good passing between the Nighthawks.
Now at midfield. There's El Shami who passes it off to O'Brien. O'Brien looks like she tried to find
Let's see if we
Watchery.
can get a shot off.
That one's crossed in. And it rolls out of play here for a goal kick for Asher and USC Beaufort.
I thought the Nighthawks might get something off of that, but Beaufort did a good job defending it.
Rains Grading and Hauling, a commercial and residential grading and hauling company located in Dahlonega, is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics. As the Hawks take over, Alshami sends it off to O'Brien. Back to Alshami. She tries to work around the defender, goes back to O'Brien, deflected, and the Sharks take over here as they try to make a transition opportunity out of this. But transition opportunities come far and few between. There's that North Georgia back line yet again, stepping up and taking that one away from USC Beaufort. Nighthawks with a lot of room to operate here. Whistle and a foul is called. And a yellow card is going to be assessed as the clock will stop. I believe that yellow card was issued to Wheeler for North Georgia. So now a yellow card on both the Nighthawks and the Sand Sharks here in this one.
We like that, though. Just a little bit of aggression to show how intense this game is between the two teams.
This one gets sent to midfield.
Yellow card issued to number 3 on North Georgia, Adlai Whaler.
What
Nice
a great
move there.
cut.
Ball's still alive in the box. It's sent away. Good job by USC Beaufort clearing that one. Nighthawks saved them. A bit of a scare there.
I agree. That was good defending by the Sand Sharks.
Got some contact there, but as the clock will stop, and another yellow card is going to be assessed here, this time to USC Beaufort for the contact on Aronoff. I believe that yellow card is going to go against Calvatin. So definitely see these two teams up in the ante here with their aggression in the second half. 2 yellow cards within a minute of each other.
Vessel's got a lot of time here.
Vessel finds O'Brien there, Fruits, excuse me. Watchery has it taken away. Calvatin passes that one off to By Anderson. Back to Calvatin. The leading scorer for the Sand Sharks. Tries to take a shot there, but it's deflected off a couple of North Georgia defenders. Ball's pushed back a bit. To the back line here is Watry.
It seems like the Nighthawks are just trying to keep possession here, looking for an open gap.
Back to Watry, then to Clark. May have a gap here as O'Brien sends that one back to Watry. Trying to find El Shami. That one soars out of play for a North Georgia throw-in. That one sent into the box. Nobody there for North Georgia. As Watry sends this one in, and that one just off for North Georgia. That looked like a shot from Cat Watry, but the angle on it looked like the ball curved back, and the Nighthawks had another shot on goal there, but it's going to end up in a goal kick for Asher and USC Beaufort.
Yeah, I think, did Arnoff get a little touch on that?
I believe
Deflection
she did.
from, she tried to get it in the back of the net.
River City Bank is a proud partner of North Georgia Athletics. Their personal banking products were designed with your unique needs in mind and proudly serve the Rome, Blairsville, and Dawsonville communities. That one's taken away by the Sand Sharks. We've seen them put a bit more pressure here on the Nighthawks in this second half. But still, that back line has stepped up in a big way. Here come the Hawks with a good opportunity here. That one just off from North Georgia. Crowd was getting ready to celebrate a goal there, but that one's just off from the Nighthawks. Going to be another goal kick here for Asher, who has had her work cut out for her in this second half as well.
Yeah, I think the ball's supposed to have been on their side of the field. I feel like one's coming.
Nighthawks take over again. Watry with space that deflects off a Sand Shark.
Stepping up for USC Beaufort, number 27.
And now USC Beaufort on the move here. Sand Sharks in transition. Watry tried to get a piece of that. That goes right to Bailey Vessel. And someone that we really can't brag enough about is Bailey Vessel, a multiple-time PBC Defender of the Week and Chick-fil-A Nighthawk of the Week. She has been a staple on the back line for Coach Ralton. Not only is she killing it on the field, but she's been killing it in the broadcast booth as well, as that one is cleared by USC Beaufort.
Yeah, I definitely reached out to Bailey Vessel to get some advice and a little encouragement for today as well.
And right after this game, she plans on hopping on the mic to call North Georgia's men's soccer game against Georgia Southwestern. So whether she's locking down players on the field or commentating games off the field, she does it all. That ball is alive in the box and collected by Asher. Abby, you've been teammates with Bailey and have known her for quite some time. Can you tell us a little bit about the type of player she is? Because she doesn't say much, but she is a killer.
Yeah, Bailey Vessel and I actually went to high school together. So I've played with her for many, many years. And she's always been solid. Every time, I was more of an attacking player, but I knew that any time that the ball got back into our box or back into our side of the field, that I didn't really have to worry too much because, she's got it. She's got a great group back there. Elise Baresi and Kat Watry, and then even Michael Fruits. I think she's become, a good staple back there too.
Absolutely. Vessel's had quite an influence, I think, on these North Georgia players.
Oh, wow, that's a goal.
Finds the back of the net for the Nighthawks as they now extend their lead to 2-0 against USC Beaufort. That one gets over the outstretched arms of Asher. And the Nighthawks are having fun here at home on this pink out in Dahlonega.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A 2-0 lead is a lot safer than 1-0. So they're feeling good now.
And that's a goal from Michael Fruits.
Love to hear that because she is an outside back. So it just shows that Kaylee really pushes for her outside backs to get forward.
That is Michael Fruits' second goal of the season. And we mentioned earlier, there's really nobody on this North Georgia squad that you can count out. Everybody on the field is a threat to score. You know, Fruits only coming into this game, with 1 goal scored. She gets her second of the season. And that second goal is enough for a tie for second place on the team in goals. But as we mentioned, that just goes to show you the goal distribution on this team and how really incredible it is to see, every player that steps on the field for North Georgia is a threat to find the back of the net.
Yeah, as you mentioned, anybody can score, and that makes it difficult for other teams to defend because scouting reports, usually the coaches say, one or two specific players that we need to watch out for, but on this Nighthawk team, it's really could be anybody.
We even saw today Natalie McGuire getting her first goal of the season. Now 15 different Nighthawks have scored this year. Really is something to marvel at as that one goes back to Baracey. Now USC Beaufort taking over. So that one's headed by Fruits. That one rolls out of play. I believe this is a USC Beaufort, a Nighthawks throw-in.
Yeah, I think Fruits might have hit it off of one of the Beaufort players.
It looks like Alex Clark is going to step off for the Nighthawks. I believe Angie Garcia is in the game for North Georgia for the first time in this game. Freshman out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, seeing the field here in front of the home crowd. Ryan Properties, a commercial real estate brokerage firm that specializes in commercial real estate along the Georgia 400 corridor, is a proud partner of North Georgia Athletics.
Stepping up for North Georgia, number 21, Angie Garcia.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, Angie Garcia just came in. I think that she's a highlight to be watched, too, as a freshman playing that center mid position. I think her and May and Adley, too, work really well together.
Nighthawks trying to take over there with Arnoff and Garcia applying the pressure.
That was a good pass by Beaufort in the middle.
And that through ball there, nobody home. So it's going to be a goal kick here for Sierra Fowler. And North Georgia is always going to be a team that's in the mix come playoff time. 10-5-3 last season. Abby, you were a big part of that team, making a run at the NCAA Division II Southeast Regional Tournament. When you left, there was a bit of a veteran presence left behind once you graduated, but the Nighthawks have done a great job stepping up and filling those voids. We've seen Bailey Vessel take on a leadership role, El Shami stepping up in a big way. Abby, was there a specific player on this team that you played with and thought to yourself, or maybe even told them that they were going to step up into that veteran role and be someone that the younger players can look up to?
Yeah, I definitely think there's been some great leadership having to step up this year. We had some big numbers graduate last year. But I would say definitely Bailey Vessel is a big one. May, just as you mentioned. And then another captain we have on this team now is Kat Watry. She's become one this year, and I think that she's always played a big part on the field. And now really she's got that leadership role even off the field too.
Absolutely. Watry Always looks like she's out there playing with a chip on her shoulder.
Yes,
she's
I agree.
Always out there making big hustle plays for North Georgia, not afraid of the competition at all. We saw her last season play with a cast on for a majority of the season. That wasn't going to keep her out. Any sort of injury is going to keep Watry off the field.
Yeah, no, for sure. She definitely is able to play through really anything that happens.
Now the Hawks trying to make some magic here in transition. Garcia with the ball at midfield, passes this one off to O'Brien. As Elshami had a defender step right in front of her. Sand Sharks take over. As they try to find number 27, Page, over there for USC Beaufort. This is going to give them a throw-in near the corner over there in the shade. They find themselves with their back against the wall here a bit now with just over 20 minutes left in this second half. Down 2-0 against North Georgia. We've got a great crowd here today at Lynn Cottrell Park, as we've mentioned before. Everybody repping their pink today. North Georgia's men's soccer in attendance as well, because they've got a game right after this in about 30 minutes or so to take on Georgia Southwestern here in front of the home crowd as well. And North Georgia's men's soccer coming off a very tightly contested matchup against Lander just a few days ago that ended in a 0-0 tie. And Abby, I know you were able to watch that game. Any thoughts on how that one went and maybe their season as a whole?
Yeah, I think they've done decently well. I think with the new interim head coach Anel, I think he's done a great job with the guys. This past game against Lander with the 0-0 tie, I honestly thought that we should have won. I think that a couple of different players up top should have had some goals. So I'm excited to see them play today. I think that they're coming off of that. Maybe use that as a drive, a bit of a motivation for this next game.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a substitution here for North Georgia.
Looks like they're putting McGuire back in up top.
We saw her in her first minute of PT in that first half. She had that Sports Center top 10 highlight, so we'll see what she can do here now as she enters the game with about 20 minutes left in this second half.
Oh, yeah, still plenty of time.
That's collected by Asher.
And it looks like Kaylee's put in Kate Garth in the back, on left back.
Alex now forced out to midfield. It's Garcia. Passes that off to Wheeler. Good job by the Nighthawks to regain possession there. Here come the Hawks. Ball's still alive in the box. Elshami tried to take the shot there.
We've still got it.
Also live, Garcia tries to take a shot. Watry tries to chase it down.
Number 17, Kate York.
Watry still with the ball, tries to make her way into the box. She's tripped up. No call there. That would have been a great opportunity for North Georgia had they gotten the whistle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it kind of looked maybe in the box or right outside the box if he would have called that a foul.
As this one goes back to Sierra Fowler. Bracy tries to find Watry.
Wow, great movement and passing by the Nighthawks.
That one gets just past Aronoff. The right idea there from
It's a good
North
touch.
Georgia.
That passing combination right there looked very good.
As Fowler collects that, and she'll toss that one over there to Garth, I believe, over there on the sideline. Here come the Hawks. Another transition opportunity. Ball still live in the box, and the shot there a little too high from Alexa Aronoff. Tried to make a connection with her sister Ariel, I believe, over there. Crossed that one in to Alexa, but that one's off for a USC Beaufort goal kick as we make some even more substitutions for USC Beaufort and North Georgia. As it looks like O'Brien and Fruits will step off. As well as Ariel Aronoff. Now with Chloe Diaz stepping on for the Nighthawks. As we mentioned, Kate Garth in the game as well. And so these are the types of games that I feel like Coach Ralton likes to see. You know, lots of players able to get some PT for her, see what maybe some of her younger players are made of.
Oh, yeah. It definitely allows Kaylee to put in some freshmen, get them some minutes and experience on the field. But you can see with a 2-0, being up 2-0 right now, we're just kind of keeping it a little bit, using a little bit of time.
Absolutely. The Nighthawks can afford to be not as aggressive here. That one's crossed into the box. Stays in the air. Now the Sand Sharks in transition. Look like a 2-on-3 break there. But a good job there from that Nighthawks back line. Standing strong. Forcing that off pass there.
Yeah, it was a good idea from the Beaufort team, but didn't look like they were on the same page with the through ball.
Looks like we're going to have another substitution for the Nighthawks as Alexa Aronoff has stepped off the field. And Liv Sullins steps on for North Georgia. Seen her first action of the afternoon. Sullins, I believe, is a cadet as well.
Yes,
so her
yes,
and
she is.
McGill.
And this is her second year on the team and a cadet. So she's been doing it for a little bit longer than Miguel.
Nighthawks pressured there, sends the ball out of play.
Stepping up for North Georgia, number 19, Olivia Sullins.
That's taken away by the Sand Sharks. As Vessel recovers, sends it back to Fowler.
Probably looking to switch the field here.
Watry now with the ball. Passes it off to McGuire. You know, Watry's itching for her first goal of the season as well.
I think so too. She's been inching forward to getting closer.
That ball rolls out of play. A throw in here for USC Beaufort. This is only the second time ever that these teams have faced each other. The last time they saw one another was last season on October 19th when the Nighthawks went on the road and picked up a 3-0 win against the Sand Sharks. That game highlighted by goals from Michelle LaPenta, Megan Dumond, and Maysoon El Shami, off an assist from Abby Crane. That game saw the Nighthawks defense do their thing, earning yet another shutout, but on the other side of the ball, the Nighthawks, as Abby mentioned earlier, outshot the Sand Sharks 26-2. So if the Sand Sharks want to get back into this game. They can't afford a repeat performance and let the Nighthawks lay out almost 30 shots on them.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. I think they're a relatively new team in the Peach Belt Conference, is it?
They are.
That's
This
what
is
I
their,
thought.
believe this is their second or third year in the Peach Belt Conference. And they're also relatively new to Division II as well. They were in Division III for a little while. They had been upgraded to Division II a couple seasons ago as well. But, they've been up to the challenge here in Division II, coming over from Division III, went 11-7 last season, their best finish in program history. And they've already got 7 wins this season. So it looks like this could be another historic season for them if they can keep up the pace.
Also, we just had a big change in sub. UNG put in Michelle LaPenta into the center back position with Bailey Vessel, and we've moved Elise Baresi over to the right side. And this is really exciting to see Michelle LaPenta play because she's been on the team this is her 5th year on the team, so I've got to play with her, but she's just been unfortunate with injuries. I know she tore her ACL, and so I'm excited to see her on the field.
It's great to see LaPenta out there providing some veteran presence for the 5th year as that one's sent into the box, stays in the air. Garcia keeps it away from the Sand Sharks. And the Sand Sharks swarming the Nighthawks there.
This looks like a good break for the Sand Sharks.
Like a one-on-one break as Sand Sharks stop in their tracks right in front of Vessel. Definitely not who I would want to see if I was on a one-on-one breakaway.
Me neither.
And the header there from USC Beaufort just off. That would have been a
Unlucky.
fantastic goal from the Sand Sharks because Fowler was a bit out of position there, but unfortunately couldn't get that one to fall through.
We've also got another change up top for the Nighthawks. We've got number 8, Katie Durkay, getting some minutes in.
So if I'm not mistaken, almost every player on Kaylee Ralton's bench has seen some PT here in this one.
I know, I love to see it because it just shows that Kaylee feels very confident in, the subs that she does have on the bench. She knows that she's able to put them in, and they will put in the work as well.
And that's how you get such an even scoring distribution because so many players have so much experience on this team that, as we mentioned, everybody's a threat to score, but it's because they've had a decent amount of time here to see the field for North Georgia. This is going to be another corner for the Nighthawks.
It looks like they decided not to put Bailey Vessel in the box for this corner.
Garcia running all over the place.
I know, she
The
kept
ball.
it too.
Absolutely, keeping it away from USC Beaufort. And the Sand Sharks come up with it.
It's a good win from Michelle LaPenta. I also love her pink tape that she has on her knee as well.
Absolutely. Everybody here repping the pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. As we mentioned earlier, it's got some pink cleats out there, pink tape, as you mentioned, some pink headbands, as well as Sierra Fowler, and almost all pink over there in goal. Speaking of Fowler, it looks like they're going to stick with her in goal for the rest of this game. The 2-0 lead for the Nighthawks. Still maybe a bit too close for comfort for Coach Ralton, so she's going to stick with her veteran in goal for the rest of the game. For the rest of this game, it looks like.
It's a good switch of the field by Michelle LaPenta. Probably going to switch it again. It's good to keep switching the field like that. It keeps Buford on their toes.
Stepping off for North Georgia, number 27, Emma Martin. Number 12, Michelle LaPenta.
Here is Garcia with the ball. And we've seen a lot of action here on this right side as the shot is sent in and right into the arms of Asher. Nighthawks had room to operate there. Couldn't get that one past Asher, though, as she collects for the goal kick with 8 minutes left here in this game. Now, we've seen the Nighthawks make a lot of substitutions in this one. USC Buford also making lots of substitutions. And so, as we mentioned, what could be beneficial for North Georgia, having a lot of players see the field, also could be beneficial for USC Buford as well. For some of the same reasons, you know, being able to see what some of these younger players are made of here for the Sand Sharks.
I think we might have an offsides position right there.
Believe that is, and that's the first offsides call of the game.
Yeah, I think that just shows that our forwards are really pushing that back line. They want another goal.
Definitely want to push this to a 3-0 lead. 2-0, not satisfied with that as they have not taken their foot off the gas pedal here. Lots of action going on that right side. We've seen the Sand Sharks with some opportunities like this one in transition. Nighthawks do a great job like they do there with Vessel taking over. So it goes back to midfield and back to Vessel. This one sent into the box. Ball still alive. Sand Sharks clear it. The Sand Sharks are going to follow this one up with a home matchup against USC Aiken on Wednesday, October 11th at 1 p.m. And the Nighthawks are going to hit the road yet again this season for a matchup at Catawba on Wednesday at 3 p.m.
That was a great turn by McGuire. Oh, wow. And a great win from the Buford.
Sand Sharks take over. Not before Vessel has something to say about it. Here comes McGuire.
Great ball. The Sand Sharks are not letting us through.
McGuire with the ball, passes it off. That's deflected off a Sand Shark. Nighthawks still applying the pressure. 5 minutes left in this game. Ball's in the air, and that's collected by Asher. Great opportunity there for North Georgia. Asher standing strong again, falls on top of that one, and keeps the Nighthawks at 2 goals. That one goes back to Fowler, and she'll just roll this one out to her back line. Emma Martin passes that one off. Martin, a freshman out of Decula, Georgia. Goes back to Baracey. And back to LaPenta.
They've got so much time, no pressure. Just keep passing it back and forth.
Surprised to see USC Buford not applying too much pressure to that back line. North Georgia able to bleed some clock here.
Honestly, me too. When you're down 2-0, you are putting the pressure on the defense. You don't want them to just waste time like that.
Got a whistle and a foul. Going to go against North Georgia. So it's going to be a free kick here for USC Beaufort. Now with 3.5 minutes left in this game. Nighthawks putting their home undefeated streak on the line. We saw the last time they were at home, that streak was tested by the number 11 ranked team in the nation, Lander. But Ariel Arnoff came to save the day, coming off the bench, as you mentioned, scoring those 2 goals for the Nighthawks. And as we mentioned time and time again, there really isn't one player that you can circle in on this Nighthawks roster and say, this is the person that we need to try to contain tonight if you're going up against North Georgia. Because Arnoff, came off the bench for the Nighthawks, had no goals coming into the game, finished with 2.
Yeah, and then you see today, she started. So she wasn't off the bench today. She's got some good minutes on today's game.
Absolutely. Rightfully earning that starting spot.
Stepping on for USC Beaufort, number 13, Lena Moen, and number 18.
So you mentioned North Georgia's men's soccer in attendance, cheering on the women's soccer team. They prepare to take on Georgia Southwestern in just a little bit here at 3:30. That ball is collected by Asher. We'll have coverage of North Georgia's men's soccer game right back here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Less than 2 minutes left as Asher boots this one downfield. And Asher's played a pretty solid game in this one as well. She's led up 2 goals, but that first goal from Natalie McGuire had everybody confused. So it was, wouldn't put that past her.
No, I think that she's still had a good game. Even, 2 goals we've scored. I think that she's done a very good job of saving the other ones.
And that shot from Fruits just soared over the reach of Asher earlier in the game to put the Nighthawks up 2-0. And the shot there,
wow.
And another.
That was a good save.
Yeah.
Good save with 1 minute
Asher.
left.
So the Nighthawks are going to have a corner here as they try to put the nail in the coffin with less than a minute left here in this game against USC Beaufort. As the corner sent in, headed out by the Sand Sharks. Ball stays in the air. And now if the Nighthawks want, they can take their foot off the gas.
They're still working, though, both teams.
They sure are. That ball rolls out of play.
They're not even worried about the time left. They're still going.
10 seconds left in this one.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Sand Sharks will try to make one final push.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's going to do it. Your final score from Lynn Cottrell Park, North Georgia 2, USC Beaufort 0. The Nighthawks take down the Sand Sharks in a very crucial game to put them at 8-1-2 as they continue to impress this season and remain undefeated at home. Abby, any final thoughts on this one?
No, that was exciting. I really enjoyed being in the box for this, too. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Glad to have you on the call this afternoon. North Georgia's women's soccer team will be back at home on Sunday, October 14th at 4 p.m. for a matchup against Albany State for Senior Day. But stick around as North Georgia's men's soccer takes the field for their matchup against Georgia Southwestern, set to kick off at 3:30. On behalf of Abby Crane and the rest of the NSN team, this is Robert DiClemente saying thanks so much for watching. Make sure to stick around for our coverage of North Georgia's men's soccer. Until then, have a great weekend, everyone, and we will see you very soon.